Hi everyone, welcome to the course Become a Business Analyst, your path to success. As discussed earlier, this course is structured based on Babok guide and is divided into 9 comprehensive modules. We have already completed module 1 and module 2. Module 1 provides an introduction to business analysis specially designed for those from non-IT backgrounds or those who are new to the field. Module 2 focuses on the Babok knowledge area strategy analysis, where we explored how to define business needs, access organizational capabilities, and recommend effective solution. Well, we are now at the final tutorial of module 3, and in the previous tutorial we examined how to plan business analysis activities, monitor their progress, and manage stakeholder engagement effectively. We also conducted an in-depth study of stakeholder analysis. For simplicity, each tutorial video is marked sequentially, making it easy for you to follow. If you have any doubts or need a refresher, feel free to revisit the specific tutorial covering that topic. All relevant documents and helpful links are available in the video description for quick access. Now let's dive into part 2 of requirement elicitation. In the first part, we explore techniques like brainstorming, interviews, workshop, then advanced workshop like chat session, then surveys, then focus group, and many more. Now in tutorial 11 requirement elicitation method part 2, we will dive into key techniques like prototype analysis, interface analysis, document analysis, data mining, and role playing. So without further delay, let's kick off tutorial 11 and uncover the secrets of great requirement elicitation. Well, before we begin, it is important to note that we have already covered key concepts like what a need is, what a requirement is, the different type of requirements and difference between needs and requirement in detail back in tutorial 4. If you want a refresher or those on those topics, feel free to revisit tutorial 4. The link is available in the description below. This tutorial will focus specially on requirement elicitation methods. Now let's start. Well, we just read out the definition of requirement and requirement elicitation here. A requirement is a specific need, condition, or capability that must be fulfilled by a system or process. It defines what the system must do or constraint it must operate under. In short, a requirement is what the system or a software should do. It could be a feature, a condition, or a rule that the system has to follow. Let's take an example of loan management system, and here are few requirements. Well, the requirement comes in the form of that the system should let user apply loan online, where it is very much fair that loan should be applying online. So this is the one of the requirement for from the customer. Then the system must show loan status update to the customer, means whether it is approved or rejected. Such status should be available to the customer. Then system should send an alert if the payment is late. So all these features, all these requirement are come from the stakeholder, and we need to understand it and document it. So this is nothing but a requirement, and I guess you are very much familiar of this terminology now. Now we'll move to the requirement elicitation. Requirement elicitation is the process of gathering, discovering, and clarifying the needs and expectation of stakeholders for a new or existing system or product. This is the first step to understand what people need. Here we do it to make sure that the system helps them, fixes their problem, and follows all the rule. Means this is our duty to we need to help them. What are their problem, fix their problem, and same time we need to follow all the rules which are the policies or whatsoever the stakeholder provided to us. And now very important, it is the skill of business analyst which effectively means which make effectively extracting all the requirement and expectation from stakeholder mind. Means it's all depend upon the how well business analyst extract each and every idea from the stakeholder mind. And to do that, we have few elicitation technique, half techniques we have already covered in the previous tutorial, and in this tutorial we will cover 7 to 12, which is prototyping, interference analysis, document analysis, reverse engineering, data mining, and role playing. Now let's check few elicitation technique. So very first is prototyping. Prototyping is a requirement elicitation technique where a preliminary simplified version of system is created to help stakeholders visualize how the system might look and function. This approach enables stakeholder to interact with the prototype, provide feedback and refine requirement iteratively. In short, prototyping is like making a rough model of the system so people can actually see and try it out. It helps stakeholder give better feedback because they are interacting with something real, not just imagine it. So then we can tweak and improve on the basis of whatever the feedback come from the stakeholder. Now let's check when to use prototyping. Well, prototyping is generally used when stakeholders have difficulty in articulating their requirements, to validate requirement in scenarios involving complex system, or to clarify user expectation regarding system interfaces and workflow. Generally, we use prototyping when stakeholders struggle to explain what they want, when the system is complex and needs extra validation, or when we need to clear up expectation about how the system should look and work. Means in short, prototyping gives visualization of, it's kind of mock visualization of, but the preliminary version of the system we are creating. Well, there are two types of prototype. One is low fidelity prototype and another is high fidelity prototype. Let's check what is low fidelity prototype. It is basic sketches, wireframes or mock-ups to demonstrate the concept. Where the tools here means simply pen and paper. Using that you can draw that sketch of the system, or whiteboard, or simple digital tool like Figma, Balsamic. These are the tools which are used for low fidelity prototype. Where on the other hand, for high fidelity prototypes, it is quite interactive. Then it is detailed model that closely resembles the final product, and the tool are much more advanced as compared to the low fidelity prototype. Here we use Adobe XD, or sometimes the coded versions are also required. So we need not to worry too much about high fidelity prototype, because at that time the design team is there and they generally help us to create that such kind of a prototype. Now let's check low fidelity prototype wireframe. A wireframe is a simple visual representation or a blueprint of a digital interface such as website, application or software system. It focuses on the layout and structure of the interface without incorporating detailed design element like colors, images or fonts. Now let's check purpose of wireframe. First is visualize layout. Wireframe helps us quickly show where things like buttons, menus and other contents will go. Like it's like a rough map of the screen. Then communicate ideas. Wireframe make it easy for everyone like stakeholder, designer, developers to get on the same page about what design is supposed to be. Then another purpose is guide development. Like developers and design use the wireframe like a cheat sheet while building the real thing. Means while building the real software, they can know exactly where what goes where. By using the wireframe, they have at least that preliminary idea about the system. And the next is identify issues early. Wireframe let us spot on problem with navigation or layout early on, way before we waste time and money building something that doesn't work. Means if any issues arise earlier, then it can be nullify using the wireframe in early stage of the development. Now we can see that wireframe of loan management system landing page for Noah Major Bank. Here we can tell the stakeholder that see the bank name logo should be here. We are trying to keep the login information in this corner. Then the images of bank will come. Then account information is on this corner. Then types of loan should be there. Then the contact info we kept on the right hand corner. So in this way stakeholder also get better idea, because instead of just visualizing each and everything, they are ready-madely getting the exact pictorial view what exactly the landing page of loan management should look-alike. So this way wireframe can help us. Now let's go to the high fidelity prototype. So it is much one more advanced version of wireframe. It means if I use a layman language, this is advanced version of wireframe. So mockup and high fidelity prototype. A high fidelity prototype is an interactive and detailed model of product that closely resembles the final design in terms of visual functionality and user experience. It is used during the later stage of development to test workflows, usability, and design before coding begins. Now let's check key characteristics of high fidelity prototype. First is visual detail. High fidelity prototype look real with proper color, fonts, logos and images just like the final product would. Interactivity. You can actually click buttons, fill out forms and move around like it's just a real app or website. It's not just a picture. Means there are two version of high fidelity prototype. One is clickable and another is non clickable. In clickable version you can write the form completely, then you have the buttons are there, you can click on that. Each and everything looks like exactly what the customer required at the end of the project. Then user experience testing. Since it feels almost like a real thing, we can test it properly and get real feedback on what working and what not before we build it real. Means before we touch any coding, so the prototype help us to know means which should be included and which should be excluded or which is not working properly. So these are the key characteristics of a high fidelity prototype. Well, you can see that non-clickable version of loan management system, a landing page for Noah Major Bank. Here you can you can see the colors, you can see the buttons, you will see the logo of the bank. Then the login page is there where you can put username, email address, password. Each and everything is look very real. And let us now imagine that after seeing that, after performing the user experience testing, now stakeholder come into conclusion that they don't want email address here. Means username and password is sufficient for login and email address should be excluded from this particular page. So in this way we get very early feedback from the stakeholder before even we start the coding. Okay, so this is very important that in this way the mock-up or high fidelity prototype or even the low fidelity prototype like wireframe helps us before we develop anything. Now let us check advantages and challenges of prototyping. Well, there are many advantages and we have already discussed it. I'll just read it out. First is enhanced clarity. Stakeholder can visualize the system and reducing the misunderstanding. Then next is early detection of issue, unfeasible or unclear requirements can identified early using the prototyping. And using the prototyping we can engage the stakeholder very well because it encourages active participation and collaboration. As we have seen advantages, but there are few challenges also with prototyping. Let's check it out quickly. First, it is time consuming because iterative feedback system can prolong the process. Then scope creep. Stakeholder may request additional feature beyond initial requirement, so it can cause the scope creep. Well, we will discuss the what is scope creep in detail in upcoming tutorial. And the last is not always feasible. Means for highly technical system, creating prototype may be complex and resource intensive. Means in the case of high fidelity prototype, business analyst is not alone involved, there might be some designers also involved, so it might be resource intensive as well. So that's all about prototyping in requirement elicitation. Though there are lots of challenges, but we can say that it's smart way to turn idea into something visual, get feedback early and make better decisions before actual development starts. So that's why prototyping is very important. Now let's keep the momentum going on and jump on to the next technique. Well, interface analysis. Interface analysis is a requirement gathering technique focused on understanding and defining how different systems, components or user will interact with each other within a software system. It involves identifying the various interfaces between the system being developed and other external and internal systems, users, or services, and defining the interaction that will occur through those interfaces. Well, interface analysis is really important, but honestly, it can be a little tricky to understand, especially for non IT folks. So, let's take our time and go through it carefully. So basically, interface analysis is about figuring out how different software and parts of the software will talk to each other. It's like making sure everything knows exactly how to connect, share information, and work together smoothly inside the system. Let's take an example. Everyone here has probably shopped on Amazon, and now think about like this what exactly I'm trying to tell you. When you buy something on Amazon and you go to pay, okay, please don't tell me that you choose cash on delivery. Okay, so now we'll back to topic. When you buy something from Amazon and go to pay, you see different payment option like credit card, debit card, net banking, or whatsoever. So let's say you choose pay using credit card, and especially you have a card of Amex, means American Express. Now Amazon software is one system, means it is totally different software, and American Express has its own totally separate software to manage credit card transaction and via Amazon money from your Amex card get deducted. Means the what I'm trying to tell you right now, that American Express is different software, that is credit card, and American Express has a different software to handle everything. Amazon is a shopping platform which is having different platform. Now you whenever you go to that payment option, you will see that in the credit card you choose the American Express. So at this moment there is an interaction happening between two different software system, because both are independent but the interaction is happening. Means via Amazon we are directly now accessing the software or the system of American Express credit card management. Well, in technical term, this connection between two systems is called an integration. As a business analyst, we don't worry about how this integration technically happens. That's the tech team job. But it is our responsibility to understand which integrations are happening and how many are needed to system working for it. Means how many integrations are required so that this process is completed within the means as we desire. So when we gather and document requirement related to this system to system interaction, it is called interface analysis. I hope now you are a little bit familiar what exactly I am trying to tell you. If even you are not able to find what exactly I am trying to tell you, just imagine there are two different software are based on two different software languages. Amazon is based on different language, then Amex credit card is based on different language. Although both are on different language, but they can connect, and this is only happen because of integration, and analyzing this is nothing but interface analysis, and that's simple as I can go. Now last point is that in the context of requirement gathering for the interface analysis, obviously it helps ensure that the system integration well with other system and meets all stakeholder needs by clarifying how data and control flow between the components. Now we will move on check with our loan management system how we can do the analysis for integration or interface. So let us see, we have two different example for identifying system interfaces. Well, the purpose means first example is determine which external and internal system in the system like an loan management system will interact with, means with whom the loan management system is getting interacted. Let's check the example. In the loan management system, we need to interface with credit bureau to retrieve borrower credit score. That interface between the loan management system and the credit bureau would need to be defined. Means what happening here, the loan management system of Noah Major Bank is totally different system, different software. Credit bureau, there are various credit bureau companies are there, and they give the credit score of the borrower. On the basis of that, that loan get dispatched to the borrower. So if credit score is good, then loan is approved. If credit score is bad, then loan is rejected. So now loan management system is need to connect with that credit bureau, that credit bureau system or credit bureau software. Let us consider there one of the company, I guess Equifax is the company which works, which is the credit bureau company. Now our company, which is Nova Major Bank, and which is having loan management system, need to connect with the Equifax, whereas the Equifax is different software, loan management system is different software. So to gather the requirement for such requirement, there are stakeholder like IT infrastructure manager, then cyber security manager. These are involved, and it's our responsibility to take the each and every requirement or information from them and then document it. Now similarly, let us consider we have data exchange, means we are exchanging the data of customer between two different systems. Let's see how this mechanism works. Well, let us consider we came across that we need to exchange the data of two between two different systems. Then clarify how data will be transferred between systems, specifying format, protocols, and transmission methods. Let us take example. The loan management need to exchange customer data with customer relationship management software. So there is, and within the nowadays within the IT industry, there is a customer relationship management software. There is a setup, means I'll not go into that much depth of that CRM. It's all over different topic. I request you to search it on the YouTube or any other platform. You will get idea what exactly I am trying to tell you. So the data gets stored in that CRM, and on the basis of data, that CRM takes the decision, and all these things are happening in the CRM. That's quite that's another story. The point is that loan management system is different and CRM is different. Now loan management system of Nova Major Bank want to interact with CRM, whatever the company it is providing. So our job is to extract this kind of requirement from the stakeholder, those who are involved in it, like IT infrastructure or cyber security. And the important thing is that the data format might be XML, JSON, and method might be REST API, SOAP API, or file transfer. This is something typically, this is quite typical technical terminologies which I am right now using. Well, you need not to bother about it. The point is that we should understand what exactly integration, or what exactly interface analysis. You will understand what XML, JSON, REST API. It's not that much big, big deal to understand all this stuff. So now once we have identified the stakeholder, once we have identified the purpose, now we create a bunch of questions for them, and we ask them according to that question. So these are the questions for IT infrastructure manager. We'll ask IT infrastructure manager that which internal system like core banking, CRM will loan management system need to connect with, which is external system should loan management system get to interact with. Then questions might become in the form that what data format will we use exchanging the information, whether it is XML, JSON, or CSV. Then what communication methods or protocols are preferred, REST API, SOAP API, SOAP, or SFTP, whatever the protocol they are performing. Are there any latency or performance expectation for real time data exchange? So such questions we ask to the IT infrastructure manager, and we prepare different questionnaire for cyber security officer. We'll ask him that what are the security standards we must follow for all system integration. Then how do we authenticate the connection between loan management system and external system or internal system also? Are this specific risk assessment is going on? Then should data be encrypted during the transfer? Are there are any regulation like GDPR, PCI DSS, DSS, whatever such kind of questionnaires we develop? These are the just sample questions I am telling you. So on the basis of the requirement of the system, requirement of the loan management system, we created such questions. We ask them, we take the information from the stakeholder, and then we document it. So this is nothing but interface analysis, means we are analyzing what exactly going on when two different systems are interacting with each other. Now we'll check some interesting thing about loan management system, and you will definitely get the basic idea what exactly I'm trying to tell you, CRM and all this credit bureau stuff. Let us consider Jofra is a value customer for Noah Major Bank, and he has applied for loan using the bank loan management system, and he is careful entering all his detail into the system. So the Jofra's each and every detail is now inside the loan management system of Noah Major Bank. Now what Noah Major Bank is doing, now Noah Major Bank want to share this data with the CRM system they have Salesforce. Right now there are different CRM system in the market. Most popular is Salesforce, that's why I choose the Salesforce. So what happening here, once Jofra completes the form, the loan management system securely transfer his information to the Salesforce CRM. Salesforce, powered by its native Apex programming language, processes and store all the data seamlessly. Now, let's try to understand what exactly I'm trying to tell you. Salesforce is built on Apex language. There is a language which is called Apex. Salesforce built on that language. And the loan management system for Noah Major Bank, let us assume that it is based on a Python. Or let's check Python. It's based on Python, and all other libraries of Python are used for developing that loan management system of Noah Major Bank. Now the language of Noah Major Bank loan management system is Python, the language is Apex. Then how this interaction is happening? So this entire process, land under the umbrella of integration. So the integration between loan management system and Salesforce is achieved by using RESTful APIs, ensuring real-time data synchronization and secure communication. I am again repeating, it's not at all our job, to create this connection. It's technical thing, developer creates it, but we should aware of this thing, that how these integrations are going on, how these APIs get exchanged, and we need to document it. And once the all data is with CRM, now the reply goes back to Noah Major Bank. After the data is successfully saved, Salesforce return the key details and confirmation back to the loan management through well-defined API response. And that data, after whatever the process that happened on that data, it process happened, and then it is again go back to the Noah Major Bank's loan management system, and it is now saved in the loan management system in refined way. Means, let us assume that in while it is going to the CRM, it is in the raw format, and when it returns to the loan management system, it is now in more reform format with the loan management system. Now what happened next? Once the data they have, now it's time to check the credit score of the Jofra. Now the loan management system initiate the next step, and it connects with the credit bureau through SOAP based web service to request Jofra's credit score. This ensures secure and structured data exchange. Well, I just mentioned earlier that there are various credit bureaus like Equifax, Experian, Sibyl, and other are there. So any software, let us consider, as we have discussed earlier, Noah Major Bank's loan management system is built on the Python and Python library. Let us assume that Equifax, the credit bureau, whatever Equifax or Experian, whatever the example you want to take, that software is built on Java. So now the language is here different, then the system which we are connecting, which is into different language, and system is foreign to the Noah Major Bank as well. Means it is external system, it is not within the system, data is going from one place to another place. So the integration again is happening here. Then credit bureau, let us check Experian, take all data of Jofra, then it process that data, and on the basis of that one score get extracted, and that score need to be reverse back to the Noah Major Bank's loan management system. So see what happened, the credit bureau processes the request and sends back great news that Jofra has excellent credit score, and on the basis of that, with this positive credit assessment, the loan management system automatically sanctions Jofra's loan. The seamless integration between system ensures smooth, efficient, and secure process. Now you will able to get what exactly I am trying to tell you. On the screen now you can see there are three different systems. Noah Major Bank's loan management system, this is first software. Salesforce CRM, this is another software. Credit Bureau, whether it is Experian or Equifax, this is another software. And these three softwares are interacting with each other seamlessly so that Jofra loan decisions on Jofra, whether it gets approved or not, is taken place. And the good news is here that Jofra got the loan from Noah Major Bank. So I hope that you got what exactly I am trying to tell you. It is little bit tricky, but within practice or with experience, you will definitely able to understand what exactly interface analysis. But this is suffice for beginner level to understand what exactly going on here. So now let's move with the advantage of interface analysis in the requirement gathering. First is clear communication. We make sure everyone, stakeholder, developer and external team knows exactly how system will talk with each other. Then better integration. It helps the new software connect smoothly with other tools and platform which are already in use. Then improve user experience by understanding user interaction. We design system that feel easy and natural to use. And the final is security and compliance. We double check that all system connections follow the security rules and protect sensitive financial data. So by doing the interface analysis, we can give these benefits to the loan management system. So that's all for interface analysis. The main thing to remember, it's about understanding how different software systems talk to each other and making sure we know all the connection clearly. It helps us avoid surprises later and keeps everything running smoothly. So this is all about interface analysis. Now let's move on to the next technique, document analysis. Document analysis is a requirement elicitation method that involves reviewing existing documentation to extract relevant information about the processes, regulations, and system requirements. It's especially useful for understanding the current state, identifying gaps, and ensuring compliance in the development of a new system. In short, document analysis is basically when we sit down and go through all the old documents like processes, manuals, reports, policy papers, system guides, anything that's already written down. We do this to understand how things are working right now, what rules we have to follow, and spot any gaps or missing pieces. Well, it's super helpful because instead of guessing or asking everything from scratch, we get a lot of information straight from the document themselves. Now let's check few documents which we will use for document analysis. First, process documents. It is standard operating procedures, workflow and diagram. Then policies, internal policies, compliance regulation, industry standards. These documents we generally use for document analysis. Then system documentation like architecture diagram, then integration points, then technical constraints. These are fall into the system documentation. Then performance report like audit reports, then performance reviews, customer feedback summaries. Such reports we also use for document analysis. And the last is historical data like records of past project, issues log, lessons learned. Such things we generally use for document analysis. So these are the documents which we use. In few cases, not all documents are required, but generally, means with my personal experience, the policies, process document, and system documents are such we frequently use for document analysis. Now implement document analysis on loan management system. We have divided it into three parts. Document review means the document which we will use. Then stakeholder who created that document or who knows the document, means who is related to that document in short. And then what insights we have extracted from the document. So first is loan application process guide. Is nothing but a process document. So the stakeholder involved here is loan operation manager. As title suggested that the loan operation manager is someone who knows the operation better. That's why this stakeholder is involved. Now what we have extracted from that, we have identified manual bottleneck in application review that can be automated. In short, this just means that we have found parts of the application review process, means when we review any application, when customer fill the application and then we review on the basis of that other things happen. So the application review process that are still done by hand and take lot of time, means it is still a manual process. So this slow steps, so such steps means such bottlenecks can actually be handled by system automatically, making the whole process much faster and smoother. So the bottleneck for this particular process is that the system gets slow because of manual review process. So this is something which we have extracted from the process document. Then next is compliance policies, like AML, then the KYC is there. Obviously compliance officer is involved here. So what we have extracted, we highlighted mandatory checks and reporting requirements to ensure regulatory adherence. In short, this means we pointed out all the important checks and reports that must be done to follow the results and stay compliant. Basically, it is making sure we don't miss anything that law or regulator expect from us. Means KYC or any data protection policies there. So we should be adhere with the regulatory, whatever the policies we need to follow, we should be adhere to that. So that is the main motto behind this particular thing. And there are other documents are there: IT system architecture, then previous system audit report, then loan product policies and all. So in this way we refer this document, we analyze this document, and we extracted what we exactly want from the document analysis. Now let's move to the importance of document analysis. Well, benefits of document analysis that it gives historical insight, means it's provide a thorough understanding of the current processes or system. Then second, regulatory adherence, just we have seen, it ensures compliance by reviewing industry standards and legal requirements. Then efficient elicitation, it save time by leveraging pre-existing information, means it is self-explanatory, we are not involving too much stakeholder, we can on the basis of our document we take our decisions, so we are saving the time. In short, risk mitigation, it identifies potential risk or areas of concern early in the process, means we can mitigate the risk very early in the process. So these are, we can say, that's all the document analysis all about. And just studying existing documents smartly to spot gaps and gather useful information for building better system. So I'll say that this document analysis is very simple, but very helpful as well. So now let's keep moving ahead, and let's see what next requirement elicitation we have. Well, it's a data mining. Data mining is a technique used in requirement elicitation to uncover hidden patterns, trends, and relationship in large data sets. It involves analyzing data from various sources to extract valuable insight that can help identify user needs, behaviors, and preferences, which can be critical in gathering requirement for a system. Well, most of the project nowadays, data mining plays very important role. Well, tool use are here like MySQL, then Tableau is there, then Power BI is there. You should have a good knowledge of Excel as well, advanced Excel as well. So all these things, being a business analyst, we should have hands on all this tool regarding data mining. In short, what exactly data mining is? Data mining is like digging through a huge pile of data to find useful stuff. We look at lots of information from the different places to spot patterns, trends, or behaviors that people might not even know about. So this little discoveries helps us to understand what users really need. So we need to gather better requirements for the system we are building. Means on the historical data, whatever the data we have, on the basis of that we can take the decision, and we can create efficient system. In our case, we want to create loan management system more efficient. Well, there are data mining techniques, and which we generally use, like classification, regression, clustering, association rule mining, anomaly detection, then predictive modeling. And so these are very useful data mining technique. Now let's see what classification is. Classification, this is like putting things into categories. For example, looking at person credit score and income to predict if their loan will be approved or reject. So we are categorizing the people on the basis of their credit score, on the basis of their, what we can say, on the basis of income. So someone is having good credit score, someone having decent income, monthly income, so we classified them into a category. So we can say that this person we can get easily loan. So this is, in this way we can classify the person or the customer, whatsoever you want to call, and give loan to them. So from where this come from the past data of that particular customer. So we need to dig into that data and extract something from it. Then the regression. Here we predict the loan payment amount, loan defaults, or interest rate optimization. Means here we're trying to predict numbers like how much money someone will repay, if they might default, or what interest rate would be best for them. So such things we can extract from the regression method. Then there is a clustering. This is all about grouping similar people together, like putting borrowers, means it's like we are grouping the same kind of person into one category, and on the basis of that we take some decisions for them. Means maybe we give the discount to them, maybe we give special treatment to them. So this is like grouping them into different clusters. So this is about, as well as I say, grouping similar people together, like putting borrowers into different group based on similar habits or profiles. So we can offer them what I just told you. So we can offer them better, more personalized loan options. So this is all about clustering. Then we have association rule mining, then anomaly detection and predictive modeling also. So all these things, all these methods, all these techniques we can use for the data mining. Now let's take a example. Yeah, this is very important. We have, means, just to understand you, I have considered the clustering example. So what is the purpose behind this? Is the idea is to group users who behave in similar ways or have a similar needs. This helps us figure out different types of user and what features or workflows each group might need in the loan management system. Means what exactly we did here, let's see. We clustering borrowers into different groups such as low risk borrower, high risk borrower, and repeat risk borrowers to tailor system feature. For example, now what things we can do on the basis of that. Low risk borrower may be eligible for faster loan processing, while high risk borrower may require additional verification or more detailed risk assessments before approval. Well, you can see that here in the pie chart also, that there are clustered into three part: low, high, repeat. And what exactly here they are trying to tell, that someone who sides into the low risk borrower, which means that this person can give loan to this particular customer fast, and other who are fall into high risk borrower, a little bit more verification is required, because they don't have a guarantee to repay the payment. So in this way clustering also help, and we can bifurcate our system, bifurcate the process flow as per this clustering in loan management system. So benefits, as I discussed earlier, it helps to design a system that caters to the very varying needs of different customer segments, improving efficiency and customer satisfaction. Now let's quickly see the benefits of data mining. Well, first is objective insights. What benefit is this? When we use data mining, we get facts straight from the data, not just opinions from people. So it's more accurate and less biased than asking in surveys and interviews, because data always speak true. Then uncover hidden needs. Sometimes users don't even know what they need, so data mining can spot those hidden needs by looking at how people actually behave. Then improved accuracy. Instead of guessing what user want, we can see their real actions in the data. This way the requirement we gather are based on facts, not on assumptions. And finally, time efficiency. Data mining can go through the huge amount of data super fast. We don't have to spend days talking to everyone one by one. the insights pop out very quickly. So it is time efficiency, it saves the time as well. So that's why the data mining is, very popular nowadays in for the business analyst role, and in other roles also. So this is very important, and you need to learn the tools like SQL, then Tableau, then Power BI is there. You should have good hands-on on on Excel as well. So this is tool requirement which and little bit, statistic knowledge is also required. Not in depth, I'll say, but little bit statistic knowledge is also required. So that's the pretty much about data mining. It's all about digging through the loads of data to find hidden patterns and user needs. It's like finding secret clues that help us build smarter system. At the end of the day, everyone want that smarter system, smarter software for their organization. Now let's move to another technique, that is role playing. Well, this is quite interesting and very easy as well. Easy in terms of understanding. Role playing is an engaging and interactive requirement elicitation method where stakeholder take on specific roles to simulate real world scenarios. This technique helps identify requirements, workflows, and potential issues by placing participants in the shoes of end user or system operator. Means here we are acting like the end user, we actually start performing what they are used to do. Means role playing is like acting out a real life situation, what the definition is suggesting here. We here what we do, we ask people to pretend they are actual users or system operator and walk through how things would work in real life. This helps us spot what the system needs to do, what steps are involved, and where problems might pop up. Means it's all fun and interactive way. As I started this particular role playing elicitation method, I mentioned that it is quite interesting. So now let's check objective of the role playing. Here first objective is that understand user interaction and workflow. Well, we see how users will actually move through the system step by step, like how they click, how they fill the form, and how they complete the task. So in this way we understand and understand user interaction and the workflow of the system. Then identify pain points in the current process. By using the role playing, we spot where users get stuck, confused, or frustrated in the current system, basically where things aren't smooth. Then validate the feasibility of proposed feature and processes. Here we check if the new ideas we have will actually work in real life and not just on paper. And the last is explore edge cases and exception in the workflow. We think about the rare or weird situation that could happen and make sure the system can handle them too as well. So in this way, using the role playing, we actually, being a part of system, we start using it, so it get us clear idea. And I'll tell you, means every business analyst do this role playing stuff, because it is quite easy, and if any it is very useful for any existing system as well. Now let's apply this role playing on loan management system. Well, we first consider scenario, then we will consider roles involved, then we will talk about the objective. Well, now the scenario is that we are applying for a loan online. So the role involved here is customer experience head, and we try to be act like a customer experience head, and the objective is to stimulate the customer experience of filling out loan application, uploading documents, and receiving status update. So here we may ask customer experience head to perform all the operation, or we may also perform the operation. So in this way we get how the workflow is going on, how the workflow of system works. So this is quite interesting to do the role playing. Then loan approval process. Well, here loan operating manager and loan officer, these roles are involved. So objective here to act out the process of reviewing application, to conduct credit check, and approving or rejecting the loans. Means this is very a first stage where once the loan application is applied by the customer, then now it's our time to review the application, whether this loan gets approved or rejected. All such decisions are taken on the basis of credit score, income, or whatsoever the parameters are set. Apart from that, there are branch manager review, compliance reporting, security breach scenarios where cyber security officer, compliance officer, branch manager, loan officer. So there are different roles, different scenarios, and on the basis of that, being a business analyst, we need to work. So finally, we move to the benefits of role playing. It's a realistic insights. Well, it's quite clear cut. It highlights how the process will function in real world scenario, helping to identify potential gaps. And it's cross functional understanding. It encourages collaboration and empathy between stakeholders by exposing them to each other's challenges. Means different department come across with each other, and they can understand challenges of there. Then validation of features. Well, it tests whether the proposed feature and workflow align with user expectation and business goals. And finally, identification of edge cases. Here we simulate uncommon scenarios that might otherwise be overlooked during the regular elicitation, because here we are directly involved as a customer. Here we directly involved as a loan operation manager. We are into their shoes, so we can easily understand what exactly their pain point, what exactly the edge cases they are having. So it is very easy to identify. So I'll say that that's all about role playing. It's like stepping into the user's shoes, or to really feel what they experiences. And it's fun way to spot problem, then test ideas and make sure our system actually works for real people. Well, this is the benefit of role playing. Now let's move to the last topic of requirement elicitation technique, and that is reverse engineering. Reverse engineering is a requirement elicitation technique used to analyze and understand an existing system, product, or process. Well, just take example. Imagine we already have a working system and we want to figure out how it's built and how it works. So we study closely to understand everything about it. The next is, it involves deconstructing the current system to identify its components, functionality, and behavior, which can then inform the development of new or improved system. Well, it's like opening up machine, seeing all the part inside, learning what each part does, and then using that knowledge to either build a better version or make improvement. And the reverse engineering is typically not the most relevant method when developing, means what exactly I am trying to tell you here, please listen carefully. Reverse engineering is typically not the most relevant method when developing a system from scratch. Means reverse engineering is generally used when we have already system, and if it is from the scratch, we don't use the reverse engineering, because as it's primarily focuses on analyzing an existing system to understand its functionality, components, and workflow. Very fine. It means if we are starting from fresh, like building something totally new, we don't really use reverse engineering. It's mainly helpful when something already exists and we want to study it before making the changes. So that's all about reverse engineering. Well, when to use reverse engineering, that is another very valid point. When we have legacy system, means legacy system means when a system exists but lack of documentations. Then competitor analysis to, means there is a system but not from our side, means competitor already have a loan management system and they are successfully using that. So when we do want to do the competitor analysis, then reverse engineering may help. Here we analyze competitor products for benchmarking or feature inspiration as well. Then system replacement or modernization, where we understand an existing system before migrating to a new one. So this is also the situation where we use reverse engineering. Then integration projects, where we analyze system that need to interact with a new solution as well. So these are a few places where we use reverse engineering, and we can say that that's all about reverse engineering right now we have. It's basically breaking down an existing system to understand how it works, and it is super useful when we don't have full details but still need to figure things out before building something better. Means at the end of the day, every requirement elicitation method comes around that we want more efficient system for the organization. Now, well, that's all about all the requirement elicitation techniques. This is the second part of requirement elicitation technique, and let's conclude it now. So let's quickly wrap up. We explore key requirement elicitation technique like prototyping, interface analysis, document analysis, data mining, role playing, and reverse engineering. Each method helps us to look at user needs from a different angle. At the end of the day, the goal stays the same: understand the real needs and build the right solution. So that's all about requirement elicitation. And till now, we have completed 3 modules in this series where we cover topics like what is need, requirement, strategy analysis, scope, stakeholder analysis, then requirement elicitation methods, and lots of things. If you want a quick refresher on any topic, feel free to check them out, and the link is in the description. In upcoming tutorial, we will dive into requirement lifecycle management in detail, so stay tuned for that. So before we wrap up, just one last thought to leave you with. Thanks a ton for sticking around. If this video helped you even a little, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and drop any questions you have got in the comments. I love hearing from you. And if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button, and let's keep exploring the awesome world of business analysis together. Catch you in the next one. Thank you very much.